It is 8 p.m. Do you know where your president is?
And I get locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out.
Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell. The mic Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome everybody to the Caltrop. And that, everybody, is how to fuck up an opening. I thought I had something planned for you. I did not have it organized very well. And I hope you liked it. I thought it was funny in my mind until everything was spread out. I kept hitting the wrong buttons. But I am your defense mechanism against doing everything to perfection. I'm just going to tell you, if that's what you're expecting out of me, you're not going to get it. But what you're going to get is you're going to get fun, you're going to get information, and you know how we do it. We know how to do it. If you want to be a Caltrop, you have got to defend your mind from the bullshit that's being pushed on you. And take a moment to reflect on how much bullshit is coming at us at this point in time, especially from one side of the political aisle, who, everyone's making the joke. They don't want kings until they praise a dictator and fight for a dictator. And I think that's hysterical. But we have a packed show. And of course, it's going to be a little bit around this Maduro. They're calling it a capture. I'm calling it a theft because I think that's funnier. And to be honest, there's going to be some things that I say on this show that are just parody. Take, for example, my mic's right. It is going to be complete bullshit. And you know what's funny about everybody? Something I've noticed. When I am joking, sometimes people can't take anything like as a joke. Some people are so wound up. They have like a stick or a Joe Biden's arm or his finger, but it's wedged sideways up their ass. They can't quite get it out. They can't quite relax. And if you can't do that on this show, you got to remember that you're going to not be happy if you can't take a fucking joke, because that's what we are about. And let me tell you something. If you don't think this is funny, if you don't think what took place is funny, me and you can't be friends. You can't finger my like button. I don't want you to finger my like button if you don't find all of this funny. We just took a country and a president. And I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm saying it's hysterical, but we have a lot more. Obviously, he pleads guilty and he's coming into America to face an American court in New York. I have my guest, Mike Goins. We're going to be talking about it, of this court case. What happens if he's found not guilty? I don't know if we thought that one out. We brought it to New York, which is interesting. Okay. But apparently it's overwhelming. And I bet it is. We wouldn't have done all that if they didn't have, they were, this is a 100%. He's going to be held for like 3 years before they even have this trial anyway. But apparently we control Venezuela and we're going to free their oil and make billions of dollars on it. We're going to get into that. We have agents surge Minneapolis. We have the Hampton Inn blocking ICE. We have JD Vance. I guess his what do you want to call it? His assassination attempt, as it was brought out. I mean, all that and more. And obviously, I hit this once, but this is the right time for it. Get ready for the Mike's Right. Shut the fuck up, listen. All right, so Donald Trump, that marketing genius, he just did it again, everyone. He released the game Grand Theft Presidents. And after Christmas, I mean, who could really imagine that? But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future of international diplomacy. Not wars, not sanctions, not strongly worded letters from the UN that nobody reads and nobody gives a shit about. No, none of that stuff. We've upgraded. And thank you, Trump, for upgrading us. Now we just play steal the leader. Right? Some call it capture. To me, it's not a capture. It's kind of an arrest. It's definitely not an extradite. But today, we just steal them. And I love it. I've never heard of this just stealing presidents before. It's hysterical to me. It's like a stolen catalytic converter with Trump with a fucking with a sawzall, or stolen like Minnesota child care funds. I mean, he's stolen like Amazon package off a front porch in a neighborhood, or that shopping cart you borrowed in Target. I could go on all day, but America just stole Maduro and his wife, and the left is crying, "Hey, that's illegal." The right is saying, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I fucking love Trump. Let's take over everything. Yoink everybody. Who's next?" And I'm pointing laughing my ass off. I mean, 1 minute, Maduro was giving a speech about imperialism with China. And the next minute, he's in a black hoodie eating airport pretzels. Like, how the fuck did I let this happen? And once you steal one president, that's it. Now we've opened the floodgates, right? Because now every world leader is up for grabs, but they're all sitting there like, wait a second, we're doing this now? Who can I steal? Can you imagine it? I can. Let's play this. Trump's world out, right? Just for fun. Let's make believe. It's make believe. But 1 month from now, Putin steals Zelensky. That's my first move if I'm Putin. I'm not just invading another inch. I'm just going to steal him. That's it. No tanks, no winter offensive, no more drone wars. Just a black van, tinted windows, and one guy whispering into Vladimir's ear, "Sir, we're doing a collab." Zelensky wakes up in Moscow like, dude, why is it cold? And why is everybody speaking villain? Oh, shit. Now I've been stolen. Putin goes on TV, calm as hell like he did. He's like, "We have not invaded Ukraine. We have simply misplaced his president." Then Putin holds Zelensky like a Pokemon card. "Hey, you want them back? Okay, trade deal." NATO's sitting there like, wait a second. How the fuck is this legal? I could see some moron in the UN, right? Flipping through his handbook, flying through pages. He was like, wait a second, page 742. What do I do if a world leader is stolen like a bicycle? Fuck, there's nothing for this, sir. I have no idea. Or what if Hamas tomorrow steals Netanyahu? Right? Not with some big dramatic statement. They just post like blurry photos online of him. Hey, we got him. Yay. That's it. Israel's like, define got. And Hamas goes, don't worry, he's fine. He's fine. He's complaining. He's complaining. We know he complains. But he's been doing that already. Netanyahu, bro, you know how he's going to operate. He immediately starts negotiating with himself. Within 12 hours, Netanyahu, in captivity, had formed a war cabinet, fired the war cabinet, rehired them, and then blamed the media for it. And of course, CNN has the Netanyahu countdown clock. Netanyahu status, countdown in prison. How is it? It is still very Netanyahu. And how about this one? Trump gets stolen. Well, this is where it gets special. This is my favorite. Trump gets stolen. And first of all, when he gets stolen, the media gets up there and nobody believes it. They're like, no fucking way. I mean, that man's hair won't fit in a van. They won't be able to even get him in there. Then you realize it's real because Trump immediately hijacks the operation. Within 30 minutes, he's tweeting. He steals a phone and he's tweeting. He's like, folks, this kidnapping is a tremendous kidnapping. Best kidnapping ever. Everyone's saying it. They love the kidnapping. Probably the best ever, but only because they stole me. He starts live streaming from captivity. Look at his cell, horrible cell. I had a better cell in New York with lunatic Letitia. But the people here, very respectful. I don't know. Then somehow he convinces his captures to run merch, right? Can you imagine that? I could see red fucking Trump hats stolen, but still golden hats. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, no, negotiation would probably collapse because he wouldn't want to, he'd be posting the details on Trump's Truth Social and they get all pissed off. But somehow his poll numbers would go up. That would be awesome. What about Macron getting stolen by China? I mean, he immediately would try to flirt his way out of it. He's like, hey, listen, culturally, this is very interesting. Have you met my husband? I mean, my wife? Xi Jinping is staring at him like, wait, who the fuck did we steal? Who approved this? Macron that gives a 3-hour lecture on European identity while China's trying to return them. It's like they didn't read the return policy. You can't return them. France didn't want them back, but they're on strike. Not to protest Macron just because it's Tuesday. Then, dude, Kim Jong Un. That was another one when I was thinking about this. Kim Jong Un gets stolen, but he gets stolen by North Korea. And this, once again, is my favorite because he gets stolen by his own country. I mean, North Korea just wakes up like, yeah, we're tired of eating bugs in darkness. And the generals sit him down like, sir, we've decided to steal you. Kim's like, from who? They're like, from us. So Kim Jong-un disappears for 3 days and comes back. That was eye-opening. Nothing changes, but everyone now wears his haircut. It's a new world order beginning right in front of us where we just steal people. And now this becomes the system. No invasion, no wars, just leader thieving. And I got to hand it to him. We saved a shitload of lives, shitload of money. This was amazing. We're going to get into that operation when we actually talk about this seriously. But G7 meetings seem like they're going to be held at undisclosed locations, underground like poker games. World leaders traveling in disguises, right? Biden sitting there wearing his aviators because Biden wears aviators. And really no one wants to steal him. But listen, countries aren't going to fight over land anymore with guns. They're going to fight over returns. It's like, hey, we accidentally stole your prime minister. Can we swap for sanctions relief? But here's the ridiculous truth about this entire thing. And really the scary part. This sounds ridiculous, but is it? It seems pretty believable to me. It also sounds exactly how stupid the world already feels. We're already like, the reality is reading like it's satire, where headlines feel fake, but the most powerful people on earth are like characters in broken simulation or some video game. And here's to say, like, I don't know. I don't want your president stolen. I mean, if you don't want your president stolen, get better presidents. But tomorrow, if I wake up and I see breaking, world leaders missing, UN very confused, just know Calstradamus said it first. And I'm not shocked. I'm asking, who's next? I can't wait for it. I want to know who's the next one to get stolen. Put it in the chat. And that's Mike's right. Hope you listen.
Caltrop. It's an area.
Oh, my Lord, holy, can I not hit a right button today? Fuck me, man. What's going on? It just goes to show you I took too much time off. Way too much time off. And now I got to get back into it. Let's get into the chat. We got a chat ripping. Who do we have first? Cal Trop. I love it. First one I see is Jay Will, but he's not the first one in the chat. Of course, it's Yankee 68, just chilling. Yankee 68 and Jay Calda always fight for that number one spot. And I love it. Let me tell you something. There's not many people on this planet that have as good of a family as I have, because I am supported by my mom, my dad, my brothers. My brother from Florida, I think, listens to me. G, how you doing, kid? Dude, it's awesome. When your whole family is fully supporting you, calories, that means a lot. It means you're obviously doing something not horrifically bad. Let's put it that way. Jay Will, college boy, same thing. Jersey Abe, love it. Hey, Goon, what's up? Hey, Goon, I tried pulling it off tonight. It was funnier in the shed. I still think it was good if I would have been able to pull it off, but I fucked that one up. But mostly everybody's just talking some shit. Let me know what you think in the chat, but let's get to our guest, my man, Mike Goins. Now, Mike Goins has joined us before. My man, how are you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So listen, man, you You've texted me. We've been trying to get you back on for whatever, right? Because I like a different voice. I like hearing a different opinion. And you always are one to give your mind in a different way and maybe look at something in a different way. I want to be serious for a second.
Yeah.
I think this actually does benefit us. When you look at it, when you look at what happened with other presidents, with other regime, say what you want. This is kind of like a regime change. It's not kinda. It is a regime change.
It is, yeah.
We went about this regime change in the most effective, brilliant way possible. I'm going to say this just to start this off. Our military set a standard and they set a holy shit, this is what America's capable of. We landed helicopters in a military base, okay? And we got this guy within 3 minutes, they said. Our guys were up his ass and arrested him in 3 minutes. Just to be able to pull that off is absolutely amazing. Nobody got killed. It was how much money, when you look about a war that was not a protracted war, we get rid of their guy. I'm just worried we're going to put in somebody that's stupid, but I do love that aspect of it. And I do think China started getting way too much influence over there. If we need to install and get Venezuela right, and if we can do that, that is going to benefit us in the future. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the show of American strength was unbelievable. I think there's a bunch of countries, while they're publicly going to condemn it, I think there's a bunch of countries that are going, holy shit, that they just pulled off something pretty amazing that we haven't been able to show, I think, in quite some time. So I think that was good. My concern is the long-term plan. And I think, right now, right, they swore in the vice president of Venezuela, and her husband is still involved. What is the holdover? And then how bad? I mean, let's be honest. We're saying that this is narco terrorism. I don't even know what that is. To the point of a terrorist is a terrorist, but oil's involved, and we know that. And the oil reserves, they've got the largest oil reserves. But how much investment is going to take in that to bring that up to speed?
Trump said
right?
Billions, and he already
apparently.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, so what is that going to really entail, and how bad is it? And I don't know if we know that. I'm sure there's intelligence out there, but I think that's my biggest concern is the follow through afterwards. It could be a huge investment that we fail in, and this is not the first time things have happened over oil. It's happened since the 50s, but this is he took a big risk, and I think we'll see what happens.
So to answer a couple of things as far as what Trump said, right? Because what you think, what I try to do is say, because I love your questions. I ask the same exact ones, and the media actually asked Trump a lot of these, and he was very forthright. So yes, they're going to take the oil. Now, do we know what we're getting ourselves into? I think we do. I think we have CIA on the ground. I think we have intelligence on the ground. I think we know what shape these gas pumps are in. I think we know what's there. Apparently, what's coming out now is the oil companies actually were informed. Some of the big oil companies were informed of this possible strike before Congress was. They were informed just to see if they'd be on board to try to organize this entire thing. That's how well thought out this was. So I don't think this was a fly at the seat of a pants type operation. I really think this is the beginning of a well thought out strategy, which is why I do like this move, because it doesn't seem when you have something that's that well coordinated by the person that they called completely unqualified for the job, and Pete Hegseth. And obviously, you have to give him credit, even if he had nothing to do with it, just because he's the man he's the Secretary of War, right? Yep. So you're going to say he's that unqualified. That's pretty fucking qualified. And all those people not to have a leak, even going through those oil companies, I think that's amazing. I mean, just amazing. Long-term plan. You brought up the Venezuela vice president. The Venezuela vice president, if you notice, came out and was still calling it Maduro's country yesterday. Today had a whole different tone. And listen, so you talked about the other companies. I think all valid stuff, right? And the thing I do like, though, is we seem to be getting the answers. They don't seem like it's very like this is what we're doing. And then this is the crazy part. These guys seem giddy. Like Trump seems giddy like a frat boy. This is him with Lindsey Graham and his other like economic advisor. Listen to this about Greenland.
Do you expect to take an action against Greenland?
Well, I don't want to talk about Greenland. Let's talk about Venezuela, Russia, Ukraine, and we'll worry about Greenland in about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days.
On Venezuela, we talked so much about energy.
By the way, I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you.
I think it's a big combination.
You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added one more dog sled. It's true. They thought that was a great move. I just say this. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And the European Union needs us to have it. And they know that.
Yeah.
They added one more dog sled.
Yeah, when he spoke to, he was explaining it to a bunch of military. He was excited about it, like joking about how they took him and how they took Maduro. And I think I don't know how. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I feel about that. The gloating of it. I don't know where that gets us in the international order of things.
I love it. I fucking love it, dude. Because, I mean, you got to think about it. To have the balls to do it, right? But it reminds me of, what's that guy that does a great impression of him when he's like, when we killed Abdul al-Baghdadi, is dead. He died like a dog. It's like, stop crying, they said. He was crying.
Shane Gillis? Is it Shane Gillis that does it?
Yeah.
I think I was listening to your introduction though. I mean, there is a comical aspect of it that is a little bananas. The fact that we went out there and we just took him and then put him in sweatpants and slides and then showed his picture. Like, I was thinking, who is next? Is Putin going to take, is he going to go into Ukraine, China, into Taiwan? Like, all these different things of like, well, you guys did it, we can do it. And I was just thinking it would be a tremendous good South Park episode.
Oh, dude, you know what's going to happen, right? So the indicator, if Zelensky's getting stolen, Putin's going to file charges against Zelensky in Russia.
Yeah.
You're going to see that break, and the next thing you know, it's going to be like breaking news. Zelensky has been stolen. I cannot wait for it, bro.
When I read it, and that's why I texted you right away. I was like thinking, like, no, we didn't just do that. Did we? Did we really just steal someone? And that's how I thought of it too. Like, and the way that they were showing him, and I was just like, I couldn't believe that it was real at that moment. But I went back, and even before I talked to you, and even before I knew I was going to come on today, we've done it in the past. So it's just very televised now. Like, we did it in the 50s with Iran. We have done this before. It's just,
we've stolen people before. I mean, I know we've killed people, right?
Well,
like we killed Bin Laden. With Noriega, we went and scooped guy the fuck up, But
Noriega, we removed the Iranian prime minister in the 50s. He took the BP assets and he put them into an Iranian state of oil. And the UK,
the Shah.
We've done this. Like, we've just been like, okay, you're no longer like.
We also put that guy in power. Like, the UK put him in power, so we were kind of like, okay, we take you back out. All right, we'll put you back in again. Now, fuck you, you're out. That's kind of how we did that guy.
I think it's like, I guess to me it was. This is going to be a weird take. It was refreshing to hear the honesty of like, yeah, that's what we did. Like, and they're like, hey, did you
giggling about it?
Yeah, like you took him at night, and like, yep, we just took him, and they don't even have. I know they filed charges, but the charges seem a little. If they'll stick, who knows?
So apparently, when you look into it, it is they have a lot against this guy. They could put a lot of drugs onto this guy, from what I understand. And you're not going to snatch him up if you're not making this stick. You're not going to do it. That would be a gigantic embarrassment. But imagine you get some liberal judge in the New York court system, and that's the thing. They're saying we had FBI agents there, and we read him his Miranda rights. Like, check this out. This is Marco Rubio on Face the Nation. I have a couple with him, but this one was funny.
Confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number one person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not. And he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me, why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd. I do think this is one of the most, daring, complicated, sophisticated missions this country has carried out in a very long time. Tremendous credit to the U.S. military personnel who did it. It was unbelievable, and tremendous success. And today, an indicted drug trafficker who was not the legitimate president of Venezuela, who we don't recognize, the Biden administration didn't recognize, 60-something countries don't recognize, the European Union doesn't recognize, and many countries in Latin America don't recognize. He was a indicted drug trafficker. He was arrested. His wife was arrested, also
but the
indicted,
others who are also indicted are still
system of courts.
The others who are also indicted are still in place. So that's the point of my questioning there. But you talked about not being the legitimate
So you wanted
president.
us to land in 5 other military bases?
No, I'm asking why you chose that this was the limit of the military operation. But to your point that you just...
So, I mean, you hear what he said. He was read his Miranda rights. He was arrested. So, like, when I hear he was read his Miranda rights, like, my stupid brain goes, do you think that guy was like, you're right to remain silent? Anything can you say? Well, he said it like really fast? Or do you think they pimp walked him out and they said it like, what do you like? Chris Rock said it. You have a right to remain silent. If you cannot afford an attorney, we'll get you the dumbest ass motherfucking lawyer on the planet.
So think about that, though. He had today... And so I had said he had a public defender. What president goes to court with a public defender? That's who they said went when they had to do the plea. A public defender. That is hysterical to me. There's not a team of lawyers from Venezuela that are flying in to defend this guy. That he entered that. He entered that plea with a public. And then I was thinking, how scared shitless was that Brooklyn public defender when he had to hey, this is going to be your client today. Like, I'm thinking some pimply faced kid that just got out of law school that has I'm sure he's got a better job if you're the public defender. And
he was big too. He's a big guy. He's not Maduro's not a little human being.
No, he's not. He's pretty tall.
Yeah.
I think to me, it was, I hope it works out for what the investment was. I think it was an incredible show of strength. How that plays out in the long run. You hear a lot now about like soft power and utilizing soft power I don't think that works.
There's no such thing as soft power. The world has never, ever, ever, ever responded to soft anything, especially in men. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's power. And you know what? If there's one thing Trump is doing, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Dropping the bombs, and there's certain things that I didn't agree with. But now when you look at all of it, he's coming in and I'm a firm believer in this. And I think this is what everybody has to understand. Everyone's like, oh my God, we arrested Maduro before anybody on the Epstein list. Well, he's not in control over that shit. People don't realize that. There's people that don't want that released. And it's that's above Trump, if you ask me. And yes, is he probably in it? Whatever. But what he's doing is he is affecting everything he can around the world for us. So he knows What can I do as president? Because I could steal Maduro before I could get a bill for immigration passed through the Republican Congress. Think about that concept. We can steal a president before we could get a new, real immigration law. Isn't that should make everybody lose their mind?
Well, it should. And if you look, I think the Washington Post ran a poll that 40% approved, 42% disapproved, and 18% were unsure. And not surprising, 40% that mostly were Republicans. The 42% that disapproved were mostly Democrats, and yet 18% unsure that were mostly independents. And I mean, I think it's kind of a crazy time. I mean, I don't know any other way. Like in our lifetime, we've never seen this.
I've never seen a president laughing and joking about stealing another president. It's like, hey, Greenland, we'll see you in 30 days. Cuba, you better watch your ass, bro. All right, you better. Listen, I'm ready to steal you. We could have stole you like 3 weeks ago. We just stole him for, like they're joking around having a good time, bro. I absolutely love it. Jay Willis says Biden was the one that put the warrant and reward out for Maduro. Yep, that's 100. Biden never thought he was a legitimate president either. Maduro was not even recognized as a legitimate leader of the country, Jay Wells says, which obviously Marco Rubio. A. Caldery says, snatch up all the drug lords. They are killing our people. Everybody wants to talk about it. When somebody actually does it, there's an issue. 100%. I love it. You know what? Fact is, drugs are fucking up our people. Now, stay away from weed because that's not a drug. Okay, but go get the coke. Go get the heroin.
So, okay, but let's piggyback off that then. So the question is, when do you go after Mexico, and then when do you go after China for fentanyl chemicals?
Exactly, they're all making it through. If they're the ones shipping it here, it's really going back to China. But I think this is a move against China. I think that's the biggest strategic move of it. Think about what we could do here.
Do you think because of the shipments go to Venezuela and then into Mexico, or
the only places that viewed Maduro as a legitimate president were China, were Russia, were those type of countries. Yeah, and they were also getting some of their oil. Now, what Trump's starting to do is Trump's going to cut that off immediately. But now, if you look at it, China had dominion over the Panama Canal. We came in and took that back. He is systematically taking back our hemisphere, which that can't be bad for us in any way, shape, or form. So the oil part, what he said was he's going to go in. He's already talked about with the oil companies. They're going to go in. They're going to spend billions of dollars getting the refineries to where they need to go and the pumps where they need to go. But they're going to start pumping all that oil, and they're going to give the money to the country the way it used to be when they were thriving, right? So the problem here's the problem with Venezuela. You just take a look at this timeline. In 1990, they became the third richest country in the hemisphere. In 97, the second largest producer of the F-150. In 2001, they voted for a socialist president for income inequality. All right, does that sound familiar? That's 2001. Now, in the next 2 years, this is what's happened. In 2004, private health care is completely socialized. 2007, all higher education becomes free. 2009, socialists banned private ownership of guns. 2012, Sanders praises them as the American dream. Then 2014, opposition leaders are in prison. Food and healthcare shortages become widespread. 2017, Constitution and elections are suspended. And 2019, unarmed citizens massacred by their own government. Starving in the streets. They can't eat. They have.
Oh, you forgot no power, electric blackouts, all the stuff that they didn't put the money back into. Yeah, it's a failed
control.
One guy, yeah. There is no doubt in my mind. There's, his comment like "I'm a good guy" today in court, or "I'm a good person," or whatever the heck he said. Not when the country has no infrastructure and you had the world's largest oil reserves. There's no way that translates into you doing anything positive, but lining your own pockets or the people that are surrounded by you. And so the country itself is, I would only hope that they can restore it to the fact of at least where you're not having widespread food shortages, the super inflation, and all the other things. And that would, that would be a testament to what we did to say, hey, we did this, for that.
And all I gotta say, if we went
brings-
in for oil, we better have some really, really, really low fucking gas prices. That's all I gotta tell you. The American people we better be getting the dividend too, because that was gross. I think I'm getting a little sick, and something definitely came flying out of my mouth when I just sneezed right there. Yeah, you gotta love it on camera. But I mean, listen, you have to love it. But we better, as the American people, we have better get some type of dividend here, especially if it turns out to where Venezuela gets to the point where they can thrive again. If Trump does that and they thrive and we implement different policies and make it America South, like America South kind of, where they're like the 51st state, but it's like the one thriving place where, wouldn't it be crazy if they're so awesome that people start trying to immigrate to them, and then they need to start then we have to build them a border wall and shit. Last words on Marco Rubio, then we'll move on.
You're wrong in your question. Number one, Venezuela is a major source, and the reason why is the following. And I've seen a lot of this reporting, and it's fake reporting, and I'll tell you why. It says that somehow Venezuela is not involved in the drug trade because the UN says they're not involved in the drug. I don't care what the UN says. The UN doesn't know what they're talking about. Maduro is indicted by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York. That means the Southern District of New York presented the evidence to a grand jury, and a grand jury indicted him. And then a superseding indictment came out that was unsealed about a year and a half ago that specifically detailed Maduro's actions. So number one, let there be no doubt, Nicolas Maduro is an indicted drug trafficker in the United States, and he's a fugitive of American justice.
I love it. Last word on this, and then I'll read the comments.
I think Trump's got to be proud of little Marco. I think he's happy with little Marco Rubio. No, I honestly, I think if he's indicted, I don't have any problem with the arrest. I don't have any problem with the removal. I do think it's comical about how it went about, but I am pretty impressed with the American strategy, show of strength, and how we did it. And I hope that there is a lasting policy that helps Venezuela thrive, and that for what we put into it as a country, that we see the benefits as well.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what anybody says. This used to be said to us in every football game that I ever played in. Go out and make a fucking statement. Early, make a statement. That makes a statement. You could drop these bombs and land, make 3 holes and drop these giant bunker busters and all that. You steal somebody without losing a person, landing on their military base, that's making a statement. And that, I don't care what anybody says, that is going to get the world's attention. Trump understands how to get the world's attention, and that 100% is going to get their attention. Jay Will says, an individual loved by his people doesn't have to live on a military base. I fully agree with you 100%. Yankee 68 says, New York better start listening to their Venezuelan neighbors. They better, because you know what? It's funny. They said the exact same thing then, 20 years ago, that Mom Dami said in New York. The frigidity of individualism replaced by the warmth of collectivism. Isn't that fucking cute? And the 10 million, Yankee 68 says, the 10 million that fled the country can go home now. Yeah, I mean, that would be really nice. Send them all the fuck back home. And it's Johnny 69 is going to lead us right into our next story. He says they need to put Tampon Tim and Maduro and send him to the Leering School in Minnesota. But did you see this? We can move on a little bit from that. Tampon Tim is actually out in Minnesota, and he had some of these parting words on why he's leaving.
So this is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy, when you hear the Vice President of the United States talk about now white people won't have to apologize for being white. That's never happened once in my whole damn life. And I think everybody in this room knows what they're doing. So we're here today to say enough of this. We're here today to stand that Minnesota will protect their neighbors.
But I'm leaving.
But I'm leaving. So a couple things jump out at me right there. That he said we don't have to apologize, or people. He's never seen anybody being forced to apologize for being white. That's never happened in my lifetime. I don't even know where he got that, where he's coming from. Do you have any idea what the fuck he's talking about there?
No,
I'm pretty sure they had whole DEI classes where white people had to apologize for themselves.
Yeah, no, didn't he? I don't think that's the correct quote. I thought he said that that the president came out and said now white people don't have to apologize.
Yeah, JD Vance. He said JD Vance said it. Yeah.
Oh,
Which has never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened in my lifetime. Yeah. So white people don't have to apologize for being, or have to apologize for being white. That's what JD Vance said.
Yeah.
And now white people won't have to apologize for being white.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's in reference to.
I don't know. You remember it was all the DEI shit where they used to make white people recognize their white privilege, and it was basically you're white, so everybody else is oppressed, so you have to apologize for being white.
Yeah, no.
Shit like that.
I get that. Like I totally get that. I'm saying like I don't know what his statement in his like farewell address has to do with that.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Here, you ready? You want to actually read it? Governor Tim Walz today released the following statement, announced that he will not seek a third term as governor of Minnesota. Good morning and happy. I don't give a fuck. I'm not. No, I don't care.
I mean, I think that there was to go from vice presidential candidate to not even running for re-election. I think is a pretty big testament to what was going on in Minnesota, and you can't hide it. They were defrauded. And if someone has to pay for it, and I wasn't a fan of him in the first place. No, I think it actually helps the Democrats, though. I mean, honestly, with him gone, he's not going to be a piñata for Republicans, at least at this point.
Well, he got the Democrats $35 million as soon as he joined the campaign. He brought $35 million with him. Where did all that money come from? It was all the money that was obviously funneled somehow, some way there, right?
Yeah.
So, but they're talking about now Amy Klobuchar running as the new governor. So, I mean, she's going to have obviously some name recognition, but this is her. I mean, you got to love the internet. You got to love X. They bring this stuff right to my front door. But this is Amy Klobuchar praising the Somali community in an absolute fucking blizzard.
In Minnesota, we have the biggest Somali population in the country, and we are proud of that community. A few years ago, at the height of the angry rhetoric, a Somali American family of 4 went out to dinner right here in Minnesota.
And she goes on to tell a story, but I can't listen to her because she kind of sounds like Mike Wazowski, right?
They couldn't, and it's funny, they couldn't move that event indoors. Like she's got to have whites. Like they can't just like, hey, we're gonna move it indoors today. Like
this poor little family had to go out, and they said we can't serve you people here.
Like I think that's what that drives me crazy about the media and optics is like what we're gonna show her outside in the blizzard. Like who gives it? It's cold. It's like the thing, like it's like when they show presidents that go to Russia and they're like, we're not going to put our president in a coat because we want to show straight. Put a fucking coat on. It's minus 25 degrees. Like it's not normal. Like that's like that. Oh, I'm sorry, that was my rant.
No, you're good. And I read It's Johnny 69's comment. He said they need to make Timmy a retard on South Park. If you just Somalian. Sorry, I fucking had to. Oh man, I had to. Oh Jesus, that's fucking good. He just called a bunch of us white supremacists. We're all white supremacists. That's that's the thing when they get into this. The funny part is, it shows you this is all they ever had, and people used to respond to it. And now I think with the kids and the older people, and people have just had enough about being called names, and they don't give a fuck about any of these names anymore. It's like they just really don't. Let's get to this because I've been wanting to get to the story, and I'm glad I did it with you. This is I've let the whole Erica Kirk, fucking Candace Owens thing die down a little bit because I don't like jumping on these stories. I like really thinking about what the fuck's going on because it's always been weird. It's been weird from the very fucking start. And then the first thing Candace says, this is the first thing she says. This was the most alarming thing that they had a problem with when she initially sits down. Listen to this.
I'll be honest, I did not know what to expect going into the room. I did not know if they were going to be open. I didn't know what Erica's energy was going to be like, if it was going to be more of an argument, if there was going to be legal threats. You guys were telling me not to drink water, so I didn't drink water. Well, I brought my own water, but I didn't drink that water too. It was a lot. There's a lot going on, okay? And the conversation started with Justin Strife very sensibly saying, what are we looking to accomplish here? Like, what is the actual aim of this conversation? And he was pretty clear, and Erica was very clear, that they were sort of most upset with what obviously a bit of a fever pitch, when I tweeted that it was a godforsaken company and people should not give money to it. And I have.
So, Goins.
Yeah.
The thing they had, the biggest problem with what Candace said was that she said for people not to give money to it. Candace has said some shit, but the money was the first thing on their mind. I need your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think
it's hard to answer, isn't it?
Yeah, it muddies the water of what the mission is, right? So if the mission is to create dialogue and to do those kind of things and have all the things that Turning Point was about and all of that stuff, the moment you bring finances into it, it muddies the waters of the mission. And I know Candace has said a ton of stuff, and she doesn't take a lot of it back either, relating to anything that's conspiracy related, or she holds pretty firm. I think it does blur the post Charlie Kirk message, and I think even down to some of the events. I mean, some of them seem scripted or fake, or I don't know, manufactured. Maybe that's my
manufacturers are great. The cry seems everything seems manufactured. And you're right. Like, when your first thing is we need money, and apparently the donors that Charlie didn't want are now kind of back controlling everything, and it just seems very wacky with that. Everything's about money. It's money, money, money. And I get it. It just seems like, Candace said a lot of things about Charlie that I think they should have had a problem with it. And I guess I don't know if they did, and I wasn't there. It was 4 hour long. But it's, to me, the way Candace brought that all out, okay? She reminded me of Vince Vaughn. Where it was like, they told me to drink water, but I didn't want to drink water, but I kind of drunk water, but I brought my own water. Yeah. Right? It was like, well, where it's like, is she interested and I'm not interested, but I'm not now, because she's not interested, I'm starting to get interested. And it reminded me of that entire thing. But
Candace is also very calculated, like even down to like how she she chooses her words, then she almost like I don't want to say backsteps the words, but down to, like, she said, well, Erica apologized for lying. She's like, well, no, not lies. Her mistruths about the Charlie's phone, where she said, I didn't like. So Candace is calculated to what she says to drive that engagement a little bit.
She definitely plays the game called "What's the tip?" Or
So,
it's like, just the tip. Just for a second, she puts it out there and then pulls it back just a little bit. How'd that feel? Oh, you like that? All right, let's go with that one then, and we'll stick it in a little harder.
So I think, it's hard to say what the, I think what the intention is, and I think that one of the biggest things that I think about is all these figures, right? If you think about Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk or Candace Owens or JD Vance, Trump, there's this dehumanization of these political figures that has occurred, where we do cross lines and people get shot or stolen, or houses get broken into. And I think that is probably a bigger issue of how this is all playing out and how the media reacts to it.
I've been saying it's kayfabe for a long time. I never liked the feeling of anything I've seen with Turning Point. Unfortunately, since that's happened, I am very, very turned off with it. But you know, what are you going to do? Jersey Abe in the chat says OJ did it. So, and Jake Calda says Somalia's only product is piracy. And it's Johnny says, I'm dying over here. I love it. She needs to be on South Park too. Let's put everybody on. You know what? Agoon said it we were smoking a cigar. He looked at me and goes, I cannot wait to see South Park on what they do with Trump just stealing Castro. I think that is going to be fucking hysterical. Let's get to a couple more quick ones because we have like 9 minutes left. Let's go through rapid fire. I love your opinion on this. Really pretty little white girl gets attacked by black girls. It is not everywhere on the media. So let's watch this one.
Yeah. So if you say some other smart shit, I'm gonna punch your ass in your shit. Yeah. Are we clear? Yeah. Are we clear? Yeah. Clear? Yeah. Are we clear? Girl, say you fucking clear. Girl, say
That jam with the Mac attack. Fuck around, get smacked. Bitch, you know I black out.
Yeah.
What's the meow?
I don't know. That's one of the girls meowing in the background.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
who I'd probably calling her a pussy or something like that in the girl form. I don't know what they do. And no, I'm not saying that fight should be everywhere, but you know, if that was the opposite way around, you know, it would be nationwide news, and it would stir up a narrative and the whole 9 yards. I love it that one side plays that game and the other side typically doesn't, because a story like that's not blown up. But what does it tell you about this, right? That we even see videos like that. That video is put in front of me 4 or 5 times today.
Yeah, I think
everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, no, I think there's this. I wrote this down when I was, and my writing sucks. But I wrote this down when I was thinking about JD Vance. We are creating like a rationalization for why it happened. Oh well, the white girl probably teased them, or they were underprivileged, or and we're normalizing this type of behavior, and that is what's scary. Is we're normalizing this shitty behavior, whatever color. But in this situation, you know, the fact that none of that was called for, you can tell the intimidation, and then they grabbed her by the throat. And if you there is, it's not racist to say, but if you are white these days in America, like there is definitely a stigma against you. And, you know, if she would have reacted, then it would have been white girl reacts to someone standing up for themselves. And so she did nothing.
Racist, so she attacked them first. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and I think that like we're just normalizing this type of behavior and this outrage, and you can see it. What really sucks is, I don't know if that was high school, looked like kind of high school, but it's getting younger and younger where we're crossing lines because we think it's justified for whatever reason. It's just, and I think that is being manufactured and shown, and you're being shown it because it grabs attention and people are looking at it and the way the algorithms work, and it's disgusting.
Well, you fucking said it perfect. The justification and the excuse making of the behavior is something that people really need to adjust, and we have to stop that, because we seem to be creating a lot of this by sensationalizing it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Check this out. Boston Dynamic. You got to love when they drop their videos. Check out their new worker robot. Who are they trying to replace with this little piece of equipment? Unbelievable, isn't it? They do it. Okay, this is them making a car. This is them again making a car. Look how much they could pick up. 66 pounds, and their whole continuous joints rotate. Look at it. Oh, and then of course they recognize where humans are. Hello, human. In 4 hours, they walk themselves over, replace their own fucking battery. That's pretty. I mean, this thing is ingenious, I got to tell you. Look at this. It's designed for reliability. I mean, easy repairability. And it's got pads on its feet. Who are they going after for that? How many jobs is that little fucking thing going to replace?
A lot. I mean, you know, if that's that you're talking about every manufacturing plant that's you know, in Michigan.
That's it. And look, their arms fully rotate like
Yeah,
that, better
and
than mine.
it's
better
funny
than
that they
fucking John McCain's. He was the Maverick. He couldn't even lift his.
they showed that for like the car manufacturing plants too, not like for anyone packing, little cans and anything like that. That was all for like, why can't we get them to replace Walmart employees? That would be a lot better. Like, right? I'd rather have them stocking shelves and answering questions.
Checking me out. How about put some robots in the checkout lane? Motherfuckers. Let's go to this one real quick. We'll go a little rapid fire with this, Mike. CDC cuts childhood vaccine. We got 3 minutes left. CDC cuts childhood vaccine schedule from 17 to 11 diseases. What do you think about that? I love that we're actually starting to look at what other state countries are doing.
Yeah.
The effects of it, the negative effects of it. I love how it seems like we're weighing all this stuff. And I think it got to a ridiculous point with all of it. What's your thoughts?
I like what we're doing to I think take a better look at what other countries are doing, especially as it comes to health and overall. I think we are an overall unhealthy country. We know that. I think the importance on how we evaluate childhood diseases and even vaccines, which came out recently. I think all of that I'm in favor of.
Fuck yeah. Let's do this one. Hampton Inn cancels ICE agents reservations near Minneapolis. And the Homeland Security posted this. Hilton Hotels has launched a coordinated campaign in Minneapolis to refuse service to DHS law enforcement when officers attempted to book rooms using hotel government emails and rates. Hilton Hotels maliciously canceled their reservations. Oh, how do you like that? Hampton Inn injected themselves at this Homeland Security.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting like petty that we're making decisions based on what people's jobs are. And I don't know. It's like you're going to take a government rate for something else if you're a defense contractor, but not for that. It's silly. And it's petty.
It clearly says that all of their wait staff and every woman that's cleaning your rooms is illegal.
Well, that too. I mean, that's most hotels. So I don't know if you.
So, speaking of illegal, U.S. immigration lawyers say OnlyFans creators are increasingly receiving work visas. If we're going to give anybody work visas, that's the way to go. Maduro pleads not guilty. What else? What other one do we have? Up to 2,000 federal agents set to serve Minneapolis, Minnesota to arrest illegal aliens and investigate massive fraud. It's amazing that now we're doing this after some fucking kid YouTuber puts all this out. And in the last of the news here, the U.S. stock market just hit an all-time record high under President Trump. And one more, bro, and this is what I want your opinion on. Last thing here. The sack record, Myles Garrett has taken the sack record, and Strahan, who he took it from, says, whoa. I hold the 16-game record. They hold the record for the 17-game record. They're calling it single season. I find that bullshit. I'm with Strahan. If you're going to do it, you have to beat the record in the same amount of games that person played in. Your thoughts?
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's kind of like the asterisks in baseball, but I think that the same amount of time is the 17-game season, especially for football, is definitely the 16. I'm a Strahan on that one. It's 16 dude. Games.
It has to be 17. It's 16 games. Like you have to beat it in the same time. It's like when they were talking about 2,000 yards and 2,000 yards in a season now, great. But 2,000 yards, or if you're going to break the rushing record, you have to break the rushing record in the same amount of games. I really don't care how it works out, but it is what it is. Last comments in the chat. Mama Dukes woke up, says hi. How are you, Mama Dukes? It's Johnny69 says no, fuck that. Put those people to work. And Yankee 68 is going to finish it up. And Jay Calda says savages. And Yankee 68 has two words for everybody: black fatigue. I don't know if you could say black fatigue. You really have to say the N-word fatigue at that point, because that's what it is. There's differences. I'm telling you, There are big time differences between it. But listen, bro, we had a great fucking show. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
This was last minute. I know you popped out. We've been trying to do this, but give me if you have anything, last words before I close the show out.
No, I mean, I think all of it, just thinking about the media and everything else, and how we sensationalize things. I think there has to be a strong push, like returning to norms and normal behavior, and kind of being able to have dialogue, whether we agree or disagree, and not having these radical things all over the place. I think that's a big thing for me in anything that we do.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I totally agree with you. I fucking totally agree with you. Let's try to do this again. Let's try to do this again. Ready? No, hold on. I'm going to try to do I'm going to try to do something again. Ready? It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your president is?
And I get locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out.
That's how it was supposed to be. With the start of the show. All right.
You redeemed yourself, buddy.
Totally redeemed myself. Yeah, 100%. No, but seriously, thank you. We got to do this way more often. Love having you on. Love having your thought process on it. And this, guys, we try to bring you this in a fun way. That's what the Caltrop's about. We're going to give you information. We're going to talk about information. We're going to discuss things, and we're going to make it fun. Because let me tell you something. Your president is having fun stealing other presidents. So if he's going to have fun stealing other presidents, we're going to get some drinks. We're going to sit back. We're going to enjoy our life. Because I'm not going to be no crazy liberal that's going lunatic crazy over this. No. I'm going to enjoy it. And I cannot wait to see who we steal next. If you want to be a Caltrop, place your bets on who we steal next. Finger the fuck out of my like button. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And remember, if you're going to be a Caltrop, you have to ask yourself, how can I help? How can I help? You can help me by sharing everything I do, joining, being a Caltrop, but being a Caltrop in your own mind and not falling for all the bullshit. Thank you, guys. And this Caltrop with Mike Goins is out. Later.